lovelies, welcome to my stop on Sarah's annual September back to school YouTube hop. And it's not back to school here. Our school year goes by the calendar year. It starts sort of the last few days of January or beginning of Feb and ends sort of sometime in December depending on which school you go to. It's divided up into 4 terms. Each one has about a 2 or 3 week holiday in between each term, and then the summer holidays are a little bit longer, like 6 weeks or something like that. School has been a little bit on again, off again. We're currently just about to head into the holidays at the end of term 3, and after that they will begin phasing kids back to school in term 4. The specific theme of the hop is something along the lines of, what does school look like for you in 2020? So other than being on again, off again, we've had 2 very large blocks of remote learning, and I'm going to document the second one. As you can see, it's going pretty well for us. Yeah, Max doesn't take too well to it. He's looking forward to going back. And being an only child, he really needs the social aspect, despite the fact that he's got his friends in his ear through his gaming headset the whole time, usually in Discord when he's supposed to be in class. But anyway, I am going to go back to something I was sort of working through, and that would be Shimelle's Start with a Sketch class. I would like to get at least one variant of each sketch done, hopefully all 3, but I'll at least try and work through one of each before going back to do the others. And this is sketch 13 version 2. I'm only using one, the equivalent of one almost 4x6. Oh, I forgot to say, keep watching, there will be a giveaway. Yeah, keep watching to the end of the video and I'll tell you about it then. Coming back to this, there's lots of these housey papers. Like lots of them, and for some reason there's not really a lot of housey themed layouts. Not that I necessarily need to use a, see that's the thing, if I was going to do a housey layout I wouldn't necessarily need a paper with houses on it, but I think remote learning, home learning, so yeah, going to use this one. I'm hoping enough of the houses will show because I'm putting in the middle a big section of this, because the journaling is going to be quite abundant. And then I like that there are some purple-ish houses there because that's one of his school colours. So even though clearly he's not wearing his school uniform, he's wearing his remote learning uniform. Although the boys' school uniform is mostly grey and black. So he's done well to choose grey and black pyjamas. Good job, Max. I do want to bring in a little pop of purple because why not? And it probably will go in his school album. I thought I could use this as a bit of a photo mat. I'll see how much room there is because I thought at one point I was going to use an extra photo. If I'd done that, it would have been a bit more in keeping with Shimelle's sketch. So I will have a bit of extra space at the top. That's okay. I can shove a bigger embellishment in there, which, you know, I'll always be happy about. Because of the busy pattern paper, it's going to be quite light on the embellishment, at least Shimelle's is, and let's be real, mine probably won't be. But anyway, cutting time, probably inking, which I should set up. I will use black because that's what I've got handy. Okay, I've cut the branding strip and I've cut this to what I think is going to be a reasonable sort of a size. Just need to do it away from the page because it shreds. So these 3 bits of paper, I thought I would do a messy paper stack behind the photo, sort of a series of 3 mats. I'm just trying to figure out the order. On the one hand, I think the darkest would do best on the bottom because it offers the most contrast. But then maybe it should break up the purples. I don't know. I'm just going to cut them, ink them, see what it's like, and if not, they can go in the scrap bin and I'll start again. Alright, let's see how it looks in this order. It definitely doesn't need to be all formal and straight because, yeah, it's just not even close to that. Now, I initially thought about adding a strip of purple to the bottom But when I thought about using the navy at the top, then it made sense to use this because it's got the full spectrum of colours, whereas I just picked the more sort of blue and aqua type ones for the matte behind the photo. So they're sort of more in keeping with his doona cover that he's got in there. Let's have a look. Oh, that's good, you can still see that those are houses. So if I put him something like this, I'm going to have a reasonable amount of embellishment on this side and room for some kind of a journaling card, something. I did come across a few and I thought, oh no, they're too big, but so I'll have to go and look for those again. There's also a bit of something here, sort of larger tags and things, which I do want to include because the story sort of divided up into two parts. There's the sort of more setting the scene type of part, which will go here, even though it kind of is the first bit, and then the points, the rest will be sort of in point form as to how remote learning differs from school learning. I'll go and grab some stuff. Okay, I found that card that I saw before and it's bigger than I thought. Initially I thought there was going to be more space to trim down. Still will probably trim it down, but I could shove it just in there because you have no idea how much truth there is to that statement when it comes to remote learning. Yeah. By the way, this paper is from Shimelle's Head in the Clouds collection. This one is from Dear Lizzie's It's All Good, I think, something like that. And this is the new Bro & Co from Simple Stories, which I love, largely because it's got yeet. And that's a word that he used to say all the time. Now he only says it sometimes, but anyway. And we call each other bro. So I'm going to tuck this in as far as I can. I'm not sure under which layer. Take some off the top and bottom and off this margin. Plan B. I went through the die cut packs and I pulled out some bits in the right colours. And there is, as I suspected, a small version. So that means that maybe I could use this hoodie with yeet on it. Because he does, when he actually has to be on camera, say for a test, and the teacher needs to see what everybody's doing, his version of getting dressed is putting a hoodie on, hood over the head and all, over his pyjama top. Well done, Max. And it's got his catchphrase there. I'll see how this yeet hoodie looks. I'm not still 100% sold on it though. In fact, I could tuck it sort of quite deep in there because you don't really need to. You get the idea that that's a hoodie. Okay, I'll shove it in there. I want to bring some of that purple down to the bottom and a couple of these frames from Studio Calico, which bring in yet more shades of this aqua and blue colour. I might cut the love off because, yeah, I don't think that's really a word he'd use to describe. So I'm just going to cut that love away. And I might back it with one of those purples. Going to place this here and then I'll figure out whether I want it over, under, pop dots, no pop dots, all that kind of stuff. I also have this Ellie Edwards stamp, so maybe I could stamp something. Playing equals learning, and that actually would be a good fit. I'm going to put the title down and then I'm glad I haven't shoved this here because I'm not sure that there'll be enough room unless I do something like this. Start the journaling here and then continue here, and then we put our ViewTube in there. I've got my notes, so I'm going to get that journaling down and then get on with the next bit. Through these die cut packs and pulled out just a few extra little bits, and then I've gone through the corresponding sticker and label sheets and pulled out some words from the Simple Stories Bro one. These have got some really cool phrases. A plot twist would be a really good one to use because, let's be real, that's what 2020 has kind of could best be summarized as, and it's got pencils and books and stuff like that. Colors, yeah, the plot twist one though, I don't know if it's going to work. Some of the others though, and totally legit under there is a good follow on from that. I wonder if I can very gently peel this off. Excellent. I can still use this somewhere else. Yeah, I stuck that down. Although that fits quite nicely, yep. Too bad. I'm going to have to either press them down, or if they're still going to be stubborn, I'll just put a stitch through them. Perhaps this can go up in this. Okay. I'm going to put it at the top or down the side. I'll put it down the side. Maybe I could stamp something there to sort of tie in with this stamping. Yeah, that's not exactly, it's very, it's quite stark. very nearly done. Before I attach the badges and put on little sprinkly bits like enamel dots, I thought that being a boy layout and a messy layout and a chaos layout, it really needed some mist. I was torn as to the colour because what's going to show up on here is not necessarily going to show up on like this. So because there's a lot of journaling, I'm going to probably just put some maybe in this area and then possibly just a teeny tiny little bit there. Grey sort of came to mind because that's sort of been a bit of a neglected colour, but then aqua would work too. So I've got the Dina Wakley gloss spray, which when I've used it as mist, it hasn't gone on all that glossy, but it's been quite opaque, which I really like. It's more of a paint. And then one of these Tattered Angels chalkboard mists, and they go on slightly more opaque. So I've shaken both of them up. They need another shake. I'm not really sure which one. Could go with both. I might start with the grey, see how that goes, and then if I need to come back with the turquoise, then I will do that. These alphas are driving me mental. They are coming up. My first thought was to just stick a stitch through the entire line, and I don't mind that idea, except that then I won't have used stitching anywhere else. I'm not feeling it for this layout, so I'm going to see whether I can get the micro glue dots to I'm pretty sure they will be small enough to be able to just stick a couple behind each letter, and they will give it just the slightest, smallest hint of dimension, which is a really good thing because these aren't thickers. So I'm going to do that while the mist is drying, being really careful not to smudge it, and we'll see how we go. That's better. If the letters were a little bit narrow or had narrower bits, you just sort of fold the glue dot over or just bunch it up with your fingernail. I totally forgot the A. Why didn't you guys tell me? It was good that I came back to it, huh? Okay, now for the badges. The only way to adhere them in my book is to use the permanent glue dots. They're nice and big. You just need one per badge, maybe two if you really, really want another one. Which I totally missed. There you go, two. Okay, this guy, I actually quite like the way the mist went a bit nuts there. I love the way more opaque mist looks on darker papers. And this stack of books on grey. The colours work really well with this. It's got that sort of mustardy colour and the orange and that burgundy and the light blue that we've been using. So I think bringing that here, if I don't drop it on the floor again, that would be great. We'll kind of tie it in. I tell you, I was not compos mentis yesterday when I started this whole thing. Right, done. Pulled out this sticker, and I think that if I can wedge it, I'm going to turn this upside down so I don't lean up. Oh, yeah, that would be great. And just shove it here underneath partially underneath that mat, just to give a pop of yellow there. There we go. These words will probably all have to go back. Still need somewhere to put the date. I'm not sure whether I'll put it here or not, but I do like just putting a little bit of navy in that space there. It looked a bit weird. I don't know. Maybe it's that trapped white space Shimelle talks about, and yeah. I mean, technically it's not, well, it's kind of got a path, but yeah. Let's just chuck this here. Don't overthink it. Sprinkly bits. While I've got the ink pad out, I think I dialed up the right date. Alright, I'm not going to ink up that bit because I don't want that bit. Oh, okay, that came out all right. I might do it again here. There we go. First thing I wanted to do is put some of these little navy glittery dots. Brings the navy in. I thought I'd use each as a point to these. I'm trying to go for the littler ones. That's probably I'm gonna end up in a bit of a pickle when it comes to having to use the bigger ones for something. In hindsight, I probably wish I hadn't put this here. Not because it's not relevant to the story, but it just would have freed up. It looks a little bit congested. It is what it is. I wanted some of the these, what are they called? Holographic. I've got some enamel dots as well. So the question is, do I want 3 of each, or say 2 stars and 1 dot? Maybe that's what I'll do. 2 stars and 1 dot in each space. That'll do. I'm going to stop before I ruin it, because that's what happens. Now, back to the giveaway. Before I get onto that, I should have told you this in the beginning. The hop goes over 4 days, starting Thursday US time, which was yesterday. There are about 40 girls, so roughly 10 per day, and it kicks off with Sarah. And then at the end, the last girl on Thursday will announce who's going to be leading up on Friday, and then so on and so on. So watch through all 10 girls for today, who will be linked in the description box, and then the last girl today will tell you who to come back to tomorrow. There will be giveaways dotted among the hop. Now, they are sort of exclusive to whoever's channel is hosting them. They don't really have anything to do with any other channel. So the channels with giveaways are marked accordingly, and just watch carefully, and so you know what you have to do in order to enter the giveaway. I'll link Sarah's channel as well, so that you can start with her and follow along all 40 if you want to start from the start. Okay, now back to my giveaway. You need to do 2 things. 1, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Really appreciate that. Hopefully you like what you see. 2, put a comment in the comment box about what you like about lockdown, because nothing is all bad, and there's actually a lot that I like about lockdown. I mean, first and foremost, apart from not having to do the school run every morning, which saves me a total of about 2 hours a day, which I then spend cooking and pandering to the small dude, or tall dude as he is now. My life's really not that different, because when you have a chronic illness, you don't get out much anyway. But yeah, there are a lot of good things about it, so it would be nice if they didn't come at a price to other people's health, because it started as and is still a disease, and people are still dying, so that's sad, and I'm not happy about that. But I do believe in trying to see a silver lining. So tell me, what's the silver lining about this whole thing? Tell me that in the comments, and hit the subscription. And I think there's a bell thingy if you want to be notified of videos as they pop up. Next, I need to shout out to my lovely girl Lilia, who watches my videos. Hi, sweetie. And yeah, I'll link all that stuff down below. I probably will do a blog post, although I don't know that it will be live when this goes live, so I'll chuck a couple of stills afterwards. But if you want to read the journaling in detail and everything like that, that always goes on my blog, so that you can see more detailed photos and all of that business. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you go and check out everybody else, and you know, at the very least go and watch Sarah's, because this is her baby. She started this, and yeah. So thanks again, and I hope to see you around soon. Oh wait, oh my gosh, seriously, it's too early in the day for this. I forgot to even tell you what the prize is. Seriously, my prize for the giveaway is an electronic gift card to the crafty store of your choice for the value of $20 American, or equivalent in your currency. So Aussie girls, that would be roughly, very roughly, without going to xe.com, $30-ish, and then whatever the nearest gift card denomination is. So yeah, it doesn't matter what country you're in, don't have to worry about shipping. Yeah, it's nice and quick, nice and easy, and you get some choice in the matter. So that's what the prize will be. All the details will be in the description box. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please go and watch all the other girls, and at the very least go and watch Sarah's, because this is her baby and she started this whole thing. And yeah, bye.